And now it's time for Bum Reviews with Chester A. Bum. Tonight's review...
Oh my god, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life!
No.
What are you talking about, Brad Jones?
Oh, God, look. I saw this movie with you, and then all of a sudden, I gain 80 pounds, get a foot taller, pubes all over my face, and Jake got a mustache.
I hate you!
I mean, seriously, what the fuck do you find even good about this movie?
Oh, now, I thought this film was very avant-garde. It did very things differently.
Different. Okay, you got the fucking weird-ass red and white montage at the front end with the serif going to sans serif font, and then the tedious exposition with all the cuts in. Wasn't that baby, like, CGI or something?
Well, yeah, but that was intentional, the baby being CGI. You know, you were supposed to say, like, hey, that baby's not really there. Like, Bella Swan is not really there. You know she's not a real character and that she's computer-generated.
Well, you got that right. She's not a real character. I mean, she just stood there like this the whole movie.
I didn't think it was possible for a CGI baby to be as horrifying as that dancing goatee commercial.
No, but don't you see, it's an homage to the Ally McBeal days. Remember the little CG baby there? And everybody thought it was cute.
God. I mean, I would have rather had Ally McBeal up on that screen. At least I could tolerate that look, but... oh, goddamn.
Oh, wait, now let's get down really to what this all boiled down to, and that is the romance, which, granted, there was very little of in this film. In fact, most of it was just being exposition for exposition, but I found it pretty close, didn't you? I found it pretty close.
Well, once she started narrating out of nowhere.
Yes. You narrate out of nowhere, they fuck out of nowhere, and let me tell you, I haven't seen a more erotic sex scene than what? Mass Effect 3? I don't know.
Oh, but not for crying out loud. I think you guys are just too cynical about this film. I mean, you remember the Dakota Fanning's incredible role in this movie. Oh, 3 lines, I think, and those lines were delivered very well.
2 lines.
Oh, 2, okay.
You give her too much credit.
I like the part where she killed people with her stare. That was pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that was very cool. But something they added to this film that I thought was very clever. I like the way that we have vampires, right? And then we have werewolves. But then we also have the Planeteers in one person. People that control the elements. And wasn't that so essential to the story? Didn't that just make all the difference in the world to make that up?
Okay, so you're a vampire. You don't die into sunlight. You live forever. You have unending stamina. And then you get other superpowers. And they give this one guy, Benjamin, all the powers of the Planeteers and get the planet at once. I mean...
minus the heart, we should point
minus the heart. But he can just slam the ground and cause a rift that goes into the center there with lava. Because, you know, that's how vampires work.
What'd you think?
I hate you all.
You know, bottom line, when I think of this movie, I think of the romance, I think the elements, I of course think of Dakota Fanning. But what about the Gollum guy? The guy that looked like Andy Serkis if he actually had weight put on. You know, I mean, I thought he was very subtle. It was a subtle performance, and that was my take. How about you?
I got about 13 words. They all go,
No, I thought that was fascinating, because for the most part, I thought he was very reserved, very held back, but then, when he actually sees the child and goes, I thought it was very moving. I thought it was very strong.
Oh, it seemed like you could connect with what he was thinking, which was... what was he thinking?
He was thinking, and
Actually, you're right. That came across pretty well.
You look at that guy and you think to yourself, all that's going on in his head is constant giggling. Obviously no thought. I just figure that's what's going on in most of the characters' heads.
I hate everyone on that screen from beginning to end. And then the movie had the balls to not even give a proper payoff.
There's this great ending where everyone is dying. They're getting their heads ripped off and and then it doesn't actually happen. Bullshit!
Okay, yes, we should probably address this. This will probably be very controversial, even for Twilight fans. Apparently, for all the build-up, you could say, for this movie, there is finally a gigantic climax that, quite frankly, I could tell you what happens and you wouldn't believe. Okay, I'll tell you what happens. All the vampires get lined up, all the werewolves get lined up, and they just go at each other, and they start ripping each other's heads off, and they're flying everywhere, and then these people are using their Captain Planet powers, but then they're like, oh, I'm gonna use my psychic powers, they're like, and they're like, ah! And they're like, oh my god, and everybody's doing jump flips like Cirque du Soleil, and their heads are getting ripped off, and they're screaming and yelling, all this stuff, and then it turns It was all a dream.
Well, no, and it wasn't even a dream. It was a vision being passed on to the big bad by one of the girls. I don't know what was her name. Angel, Amber. Doesn't fucking
Well,
matter.
I was saying dream to give it a little bit more credibility.
Oh, come on. Okay, look, you could try to be classy about it, like in a hero, or you could be stupid about it, like Twilight, Breaking Dawn 2.
Well, and the other thing that some people found very uncomfortable in the last movie was when Jacob actually imprinted on a baby, which I suppose means that they're going to go steady.
Yes. And then at the very end, they imply very clearly that baby, she's gonna get boned by the werewolf.
But here's the thing. The baby is not going to get boned. They're going to wait till she grows up to get boned,
Yeah.
which could still be considered creepy.
Well, there was that whole thing where the pale one,
You're going to have to be more specific.
the one who stares.
Oh, you mean the... that
No,
guy?
the main guy with the belt.
Edward. Yes.
Whatever. Where he's like, hey, don't do that to my daughter, which, I can understand that if my little girl's just been born and you're like, but then at the end he's just like, yeah, okay, go have sex with my daughter eventually.
No, but didn't you think the scene where he says, hey, should I start calling you Dad? No, that was scary. That was really scary when they did that.
I hate everyone on that screen. And the best part is, we know how old she's gonna be when the boning starts. It's gonna be 7 years. Because apparently, when you're half mortal and half immortal, it means you grow up in 7 years and stay immortal.
Yes, it was a little confusing how much time passed for the child. They just did a little dissolve and suddenly she was talking. We have no idea if this was weeks or years or literally as we're watching it, seconds. We're not really sure. And but thank God the father in the movie, Bella's father, he's a smart cookie. I think he is, because he looks at this kid that used to be a baby and now clearly is a child, and he's like, okay.
Charlie is so fucking dense this entire movie. He's like, oh, look, you're a werewolf. Oh, this baby's suddenly a freaking 5-year-old, and I'm not gonna think of anything weird. And then, oh, look, suddenly you just want to send me on a fishing trip. Okay.
Well, you know what? See, to me, I think it made it very clear that the father was mentally ill. Because as you remember, Jacob reveals himself as a werewolf, and he's pretty much cool with it. And then when he asks Bella what's going on, she says she can't tell him, and he's pretty much cool with it. So obviously, he was a very slow individual.
That whole thing, how did Bella forget how to be a human?
Oh.
No, hold on. I will defend this. Even when she was human, she was not human. She had to be shown how to be human even when she was a human. Now, give me some credit there.
That was kind of revealing.
Yeah, I thought that was very clear.
My favorite part was just the whole thing. It's like, of the other vampires coaching her, saying, don't sit up too straight, don't look military, because humans don't fucking sit up, and be sure to move your shoulders or else people won't think you're breathing.
Now, I will ask you this. Do you think that maybe the excessive use of people going in fast motion, because even the other movies, I don't remember that, it was starting to look like a Benny Hill sketch. Would you agree?
My favorite scene was in the beginning when Bella and Edward just running through the woods, and it's so fake, and then she smells the guy bleeding from a mile away, just jumps and climbs up the hill. I was like, come on, just bite him in the fucking neck, and no payoff. No payoff.
These people will run to do anything. They will run to get books off of bookcases. They will run to sit down. And then at the end of the movie, when one character has to run away, she turns around really slowly for some fucking reason.
Okay. Bottom line, as we get to the end of this review, I think that quite clearly you two individuals are missing that this was obviously supposed to be a comedy. Think about it. I mean, you have this woman who has clearly done nothing. The young woman, she has done nothing, accomplished nothing. Even at the very end, when all the action is happening, what has been accomplished? Nothing! It is hilarious! I think it's hilarious how there's a CG baby! I think it's hilarious how Bella Swan is turned from a human to vampire even though she never had any human qualities. And actually, now that she's a vampire, she may even have a few more human qualities because at least it's a little explained. And the ending, where they're going around and taking off each other's heads and the werewolves are like, la, 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 and then the guy smashes the ground and everything falls. It's like, why didn't he do that in the first place? And then it's all a dream! It's the most hilarious thing I've never seen in my life! Weren't you guys laughing?
This is the last time I'm taking you in my car, you know that, right?
Why did you let him in the first place?
This is Chester A. Bum saying, Cha! Do you guys have a cup of some kind?
No.
Hey, there's a bag here. I will use that for the time. Change! You got change! A lot of change! What's in here? Ooh! Actually, this is perfect. Chick-fil-A! You anti-gay bastards! Oh, come on, have a guy. You know what? I feel dirty just using that. This could take a minute. Bye.